subjective and based upon each individual, and the cases are different based upon each woman.
Right, and so for me, when I actually had my laparoscopy, I found out that it spread to my appendix. So every time my cycle came on, it was like I was having appendicitis. And I had no idea that that was what it was. I just thought, oh my gosh, I thought this was just regular cramps. And my doctor's like, no, really, you're going through appendicitis every single time.
So did they keep your appendix in?
No, when they went in, they took my appendix, took all that out, and I don't have that extreme pain anymore. So I don't get dehydrated every month. I don't have to go to the ER every month. That happened for like 6 months.
That happened to me for like 2 years.
Yeah.
I got tired. Like, I was a frequent flyer. It's pretty, and I tell people that all the time. Like, it's just like people that have sickle cell. When they have a crisis, they know the crisis is coming. They know exactly what they need. I was going right to North Shore. He was like, okay, April, same thing as last time? Yep. Same thing as last one. That's exactly what I want that same concoction, because I'm having a crisis, because the pain is so unbearable that waiting for the next day to get better, it's just not feasible.
Right. So okay, so just speaking on that, let's kind of like rewind. And for those women out there who have extreme cramps, I will say with my journey, I had to come to a point where I had to figure out, is this really just cramps? Right. Or is it something bigger?
Right.
And the facts show that 1 out of every 10 women in America actually have endometriosis, and not everybody knows that they have it. Because honestly, that number is a little higher, but a lot of times, if you have like a stage 1 or a stage 2, you just think that it's just cramps. You're thinking like, okay, it was just a bad week.
Right.
It was just a bad month.
Right.
When in reality, it could be something serious. And I would say to those women out there, just make sure that you push and ask your doctor questions. Because if that doctor doesn't have the answers for you, you need to ask somebody else. It took me 5 doctors. 5 doctors before the doctor that I have now decided to say, okay, well, let's look a little deeper and see what it is. So imagine going through the same pain since your cycle comes on, and every doctor's like, girl, it's all in your head.
You're fine. Like,
but it's not in your head.
No.
It's not in your head.
I think I went through 4 doctors before I was diagnosed. And the ironic part about this is that it wasn't even one of my doctors that diagnosed me, it was one of my patients.
Oh no.
My patient was getting back surgery because at the time I was on an orthopedic unit, and she had one of her discs removed because she had fell. It was winter time, and she was an OBGYN, so she was my doctor for 5 days.
Wow.
So I was just like, she was cool. So I was like, I know you're healing, but I have a personal medical question that I need to ask you. And I was explaining to her basically all of my symptoms. So she was like, oh girl, you have endometriosis. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. So I've been to 3 doctors. I've been getting checkups every 6 months. You're healing from back surgery, and I'm speaking to you for 5 minutes and you're able to tell me what's wrong with me. Like, that's absolutely crazy. I immediately, that following week, got all of my records from my physician, and I went right over to her. She was like, well, the PA is there and I have an NP, so I'll be out for another month. That's fine. I just want to see your office and your practice, because clearly you guys know what you're talking about, and that's how I was diagnosed for my patient that was OBGYN.
Wow. And I think even the women that I interact with my blog and on YouTube, it's always some kind of crazy story, right? It's never that direct, hey, I went in and told them I had pain and that is it? No. It's never like that. It's not like cancer. It's not like a tumor. It's something that is an invisible situation that you only know for sure you have after you have surgery. So a lot